Hello, welcome back. I'm John, an old YouTuber. Let's continue a little bit more. I'm finished for today. I just eat some hot foods. So I'm finished with all my Danish video for today. And as soon as 5 p.m. I can download this PDF comparison of Windows Vista and Windows XT, and I just read about Windows XP. Then download a fresh new copy of the Windows 7. We could start that tonight, and then Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. So, but I have everything on my read lists. So read this and Windows 7 and 8 and 8.1 and 10 and Windows. There's nothing Windows 9 and Windows 10 and 11 I already read. I think I should do this about operating systems and MS-DOS. So this probably should be number 16. So let's add some numbers there. About what operating system is 16 and MS-DOS is 17 and MS-DOS 18. And 20, something like that. So we read this one. Comparison, then Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, and then about operating systems and MS-DOS. Timeline of DOS systems, then MS-DOS 7. I don't think we have a MS-DOS 7 really, but that's maybe what to think about. Below Windows XP is a bit below Windows XP is a kind of and Windows ME. Windows XP and ME may be built on the kind of MS-DOS 7. No, Windows ME is before XP. So that's maybe we have a kind of DOS, MS-DOS, but the latest version of the original MS-DOS, that was 6 point something. So but let's continue and start to read the Windows 7. But I think after from Windows number 7, this Microsoft operating systems start to be real high quality software and complicated software. Windows 98 was very primitive and Windows ME was not so good, I think. But Windows XP was a kind of old. But Windows Vista start to be something complicated operating systems, but I think from Windows 7 we start to have a modern operating system. Windows 7 and 8, and now we are Windows 11 and probably they're working on Windows 12. They already have a large part of Windows 12 ready for the next few years. Maybe year 2025 or something, they will have Windows 12. So I need a minute to go to myself ready. This document is not so long, so I will just stay in my bed. No, I forgot to turn up the speakers. 54. I'll just read about Windows XP and Windows Vista, so let's just read this, then I can still remember. Read launch, read joint of documents.
Comparison of Windows Vista and Windows XP. This page is a comparison of Windows Vista and Windows XP. Windows XP and Windows Vista differ considerably in regards to their security architecture, networking technologies, management and administration, shell and user interface, and mobile computing. Windows XP has suffered criticism for security problems and issues with performance. Vista has received criticism for issues with performance and product activation. Another common criticism of Vista concerns the integration of new forms of DRM into the operating system, and user account control, UAC, security technology. 1. 2. Contents. Compatibility. Performance. Security. Shell and user interface visual styles. See also. References. Compatibility. Windows Vista faces backward compatibility problems with many of the games and utility programs that work in Windows XP. As of July 2008, there were about 2,000 applications that specifically carried the Vista compatibility logo. 3. Although the majority of applications without the logo will run without any problems. This number is low compared to the number of programs that can currently work under XP either natively or in simulation modality. Performance. Initial performance tests have demonstrated that Windows XP outperforms Vista in several productivity areas. 4. 5. File copy operations are speculated to be one area where Vista performs better than XP. In a test run by CRN Test Center, a 1.25 GB file was copied from a network share to each desktop. For XP, it took 2 minutes and 54 seconds. For Vista with SP1 it took 2 minutes and 29 seconds. The Vista implementation of the file copy is arguably more complete and correct as the file does not register as being transferred until it has completely transferred. In Windows XP, the file completed dialog box is displayed prior to the file actually finishing its copy or transfer, with the file completing after the dialog is displayed. This can cause an issue if the storage device is ejected prior to the file being successfully transferred or copied in Windows XP due to the dialog box's premature prompt. Another test was performed by Tom's Hardware in January 2007. 6. Applications such as Unreal Tournament 2004 and the Graphics Benchmarking Suite SPECViewPath 9.03 suffered heavily from the lack of support for the OpenGL graphics library under Vista. They reached the conclusion that Windows Vista clearly is not a great new performer when it comes to executing single applications at maximum speed. On the other hand, they did not find evidence that Windows Vista's Desktop Window Manager, DWM, consumes more energy than Windows XP's Window Manager. All of the tests were performed on a computer with a 2.93 GHz Intel Core 2 Extreme X6800 processor, 1024 MB DDR2-800 RAM, HIS Radeon X1900 XT Ice Q3 graphics card, 150 GB Western Digital WD1500 ADFD hard drive and a GB GA965P DQ6 motherboard. A paper evaluating the performance of Windows operating systems concluded that Windows Vista did not provide a better overall performance on the high-end computer system compared to Windows XP. Some performance improvements could be seen in memory management and graphics display, but other parts of OS have equal or lower performance than Windows XP. On a low-end computer system, Windows XP outperformed Windows Vista in most tested areas. Windows OS network performance depends on the packet size and used protocol. However, in general, Windows Vista compared to Windows XP shows better network performance, particularly for the medium-sized packets. 7. Security. Security was a top priority during Windows Vista development. In Windows XP, every user is set up as an administrator by default, unless added through computer management. As a result, most home users run all their software with administrator access. However, this left most users unwittingly open to potential security threats, such as hacking and malware downloads. A large amount of existing software doesn't run well as a standard user, due to developers not implementing the principle of least privilege in their designand testing. For example, many poorly written applications often assume incorrectly that they will have a read and write access to the entire file system and system registry. 8. Denying such an application access to any of these assumed rights can cause the application to fail. Sometimes, a person logged on as a standard user under Windows XP can't perform user-specific tasks such as changing the system clock and calendar, changing the computer's time zone, or changing the computer's power management settings due to so-called LUA, least privilege user account bugs. 9. User account control in Windows Vista improves this by limiting application software to standard user privileges until an administrator authorizes an increasing privilege level. In this way, UAC prevents users from making inadvertent changes to system settings and locks down the computer to prevent unauthorized applications from installing or performing malicious actions. Windows Vista is able to work around many LUA bugs in third-party applications with its file and registry virtualization feature, as well as application compatibility shims. Internet Explorer 7's protected mode utilizes user account control to isolate IE from other applications and prevent it from writing content to any location, except the temporary Internet Files folder. Internet Explorer 7 is available for XP but does not support protected mode on XP. Windows Vista also includes Windows Defender, a spyware scanning and removal tool that is also available for Windows XP for free. Enterprise and Ultimate editions of Windows Vista include BitLocker drive encryption, which aims to help protect data in the case of stolen devices. Vista implements address space layout randomization. That makes it considerably more difficult for malicious code to exploit return-to-libc attacks than on previous versions of Windows, particularly on 64-bit systems. Furthermore, Vista implements heap management enhancements that make it much more difficult to carry out buffer overflow attacks. 10. 64-bit editions of Windows Vista require all kernel mode drivers to be digitally signed, initially making it difficult for rootkits to install until Aileron managed to overcome this obstacle in 2010 by subverting the master boot record. The firewall in Vista has been rewritten, allowing both outbound as well as inbound traffic to be blocked. 11. Feature Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8.x, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows Defender available as a free download. 12. Yes. Added antivirus capabilities available in older versions as the Microsoft Security Essentials download. Windows Firewall yes, Windows Security Center yes, starting with SP2, yes, replaced by Action Center, yes, replaced by security and maintenance, BitLocker drive encryption only. Viewing contents yes, Ultimate and Enterprise editions only, yes, Pro and Enterprise editions only, yes, Pro, Education and Enterprise editions only. Parental controls some, Internet Explorer allows parental control of web browsing, yes, replaced by Family Safety. User account control no yes, data execution prevention yes, starting with SP2, yes. Shell and user interface. Visual styles. Luna is the default visual style in Windows XP. It is available in 3 color schemes, blue, default, olive green, and silver. Windows XP Media Center Edition comes with Royale as the default theme. In most editions of Windows Vista, the default theme is Windows Aero. Aero offers translucent window effects, as well as live thumbnails, animated transitions and flip 3D. However, it requires a compatible graphics card, with a WDDM driver, DirectX 9 support and 32-bit color. Otherwise, Windows Vista is displayed using the Windows Vista Basic Visual Style. See also. Comparison of operating systems. Comparison of Microsoft Windows versions. Features new to Windows Vista. Features removed from Windows Vista. Reference.
Yes, I did like to read this because just read about Windows XP, and that's last edit 11 September, long time ago. So let's start to read about Windows 7. Close it. And I think from Windows 7 we have like a modern, safe Windows operating system with a high security. And the other one, like Windows 95 or 98, was kind of old and primitive, and Windows ME was it's not a good, I don't know what remember, they call it Windows ME, call it something and not remember, but there was a lot of bug in the Windows ME. They got the Windows XP and Windows Vista, but from Windows 7 we have a kind of modern operating system, modern safe one. So let's read about it.